Okay, welcome to Redtackle TV. Okay, so today we're going to talk about prawning rods because I think the last time we talked about prawning rods, right, is pretty long ago, and there's some updates and some changes in the Taiwan prawning industry. So I will tell you more about the prawning rods that are in the shop now. But just a gentle reminder is that we don't restock our prawning rod so much. So what we do is every season there's a new rod, then we will just bring in new models. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so the first rod that I want to show you is this what do you call it 虾干在手跟我走. Okay, so the Taiwan one can see okay. So this rod you can see the number here 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the length. Okay, that's the length. Means there's 4 zoom to this 4 zoom means you can adjust 4 length to this. And in this rod, you see okay, the new rods they are using something like this 93H, 92, 90, 87. Okay, I won't say new rods but this is another way that they rate their rods. So what I'm going to tell you is that the higher the number, okay, the stiffer the rod. But is there an indication that, let's say 2 rods are 93H, then they are the same rod? No, it doesn't, because in the rod industry or the fishing prawning industry, these are like human error, means like human rate them the way they want it. So is there a standard procedure? There's no standard procedure to this, so it doesn't mean that brand A 93H and brand B 93H is the same. Okay, so again, I just want to remind is that you want to buy a prawning rod, you buy, you go prawning, go and try. Good, you keep. No good, you sell to someone else, because it may be the preference of somebody but not your preference. So there's no way that you come to shop and then you take the rod, then you swing like, wow, 这只好，我喜欢, I like, you know. It doesn't work this way, because you can see like even for this brand, right, it's all like hot seal, meaning that they already seal up with the plastic. So we don't open our rods because we want to protect our rods, protect our stock. So if you buy from us, all our rods are like brand new, nobody touch them. Okay, so some people will ask, hey Aaron, can I come down to the shop to touch the rod? All the rods are sealed, so there's no point you come down So just buy online, because you also cannot touch the rod. So you can buy online and pick up at shop and choose the pickup option, then don't need to pay shipping. Okay, so another thing I want to share with you is that, let's say this rod is very interesting. Here put 93H, but at the bottom here they write 95H. Okay, wait, 95H. Okay, so what happened is this, they would 附送空心尾, meaning that this rod has 2 tips. So you can have 93H, you can change to another tip to get 95H. So this is the 干在手跟我走, okay? It's by this FS, okay? Okay, so I'm not going to go through all the rods, we're going to just touch on some. Then all these rods are mainly, if you go to my website, my rods are very affordable. I don't bring expensive rods. So I think the most expensive rod also $80-$90 only. Most of the rods, they are mainly around 50 plus minus, and to be frank with you, I look for those value for money rod, meaning that you don't need to pay a lot but you get more fun and performance in the rod. Okay, and all these rods that I have, they are all I wouldn't say beginner rods, okay, because they are all with counterweight, meaning they have been balanced. So you can see that the end of the rod, they have this metal counterweight. So all the rods in the shop is counterweighted. Okay, so don't ask me, hey, your rod, is it balanced, is it counterweighted? All the prawning rods in the shop are counterweighted, because we are not here to bring in like those very cheapo rods, because we are here to bring in the for me it's more on value. I calculate value to performance, okay, because I know the rods and I understand like how they are being made and all these things, so I will choose when I purchase them. Okay, so this one is a 暴力虾 92H. So you can see this is the strength. So 92H is definitely less stiffer than 93H. So 93H is stiffer by right but because this is different brand this is by I don't know which brand. Okay, so this brand definitely you if you want to compare okay, maybe they are not so accurate. 92, 93 very near just one only. so they may be almost the same. But this one you can see that it's a 567. The zoom is lesser, and they have an extra tip also. They have an extra tip, so they give an extra tip over here. I don't know if you can see, there's two tip. So this one I think is cheaper because the zoom only 4 zoom. That one is this one is 3 zoom, that one is 4 zoom. Means you can adjust the length. This one can only have 3 length, that one got 4 length. Okay, next another normal common brands that we work with is Hinomiya. Okay, so this new series of Hinomiya, you realize is very short. Okay, how short? Easily 1 arm length lah, 1 arm length. Okay, so this one is we have the 7-8 and the 6-7, so they have different length. This is the insane and the peeling. Okay, so these rods they are being rated also, but the rating is not written here, but it's written on our website. I think it's 87 or 92. You can go to our website and take a look. So what am I trying to tell you is that, let's say you compare 87 and 92. 87 is a softer rod. That's how they rate their rods. The last video I told you all about the 2819. That is another way they rate the rods. Okay, so we have this model. This is quite a good model, but I will say that the model is an older model, but I managed to find new stock for it. That's why I brought in again. So this one, the older model, you realize that the way they rate it is a little bit different. They will rate it as 19. Okay, so this is the Gang Mo, they rate it at 19. Okay, this one, the rod body is very thin, and you can see that the length is a bit special. It's 55, 65, 75. So instead of your 567, 678, this is half. 55, 65, 75. Okay. One interesting thing is you realize that you can readjust your weight. So this is a more maybe a more pro rod lah. Okay, but we sell it at a normal price because this is the older model. We think it's good, so we find the remaining stock and we bring in. So you can look at the instruction here. You can actually readjust the balance. So most of the rods you cannot readjust the balance. Even my $500-600 rod also cannot adjust the balance. So this rod is quite interesting. So this rod is 19. So 1-9 is stiff. So if you ask me, Aaron, 1-9 and 93H, which one is stiffer? Actually, I really cannot answer you. That's why I tell you already, when you buy rods, I think the important thing to look at is the length. Because if you go to a pond, very small pond, you don't need longer length. But some of the ponds in Singapore, they are relatively big, and the prawns like to be in the middle of the bubble, if you know what I'm talking about. So we will go up to 8 or 7. That's why we don't bring those 4, 5, 6, those shorter rods, because I feel that the use of it is lesser. So normally we will go for 5, 6, 7 or 6, 7, 8 or 6, 7. Hardly we sell 5, 6 over here. Even you go for those saltwater prawning, we also hardly go until 5 or 4. So we will try to be around 6 here. Okay. So for saltwater prawning, try to buy those 19 or 90 and above. Those 87, 89, I think those are more for the freshwater prawn, the 大头虾. That one more fun because people want the fight. But you want to catch those saltwater prawn, the tiger prawn, you need a stiffer tip to strike lah. But this is my personal preference. Okay. Okay, so that's it for today's video. You got any questions? There you can see they got give you an extra counter weight over here. Okay, so you can change your counter weight. Okay, so you got any questions, leave your question in the video below. Then the next video we will talk about pre-tie rig. Bye bye.